Stuttman.
Just a short drive from Western Massachusetts over the border here in Hartford, Connecticut lies the Connecticut Science Center. It's 6 stories of fun. You might be asking why I have these funny glasses on. Well, it's because I just got out of a movie here at the 3D theater, but there's so much more to do. There's the robot humanoid, but there's 6 stories of fun. So why stop here? Let's head upstairs. Before you hit the elevator, you can take a break and you can get a little wet too. When you come to the kids space here at the Connecticut Science Center, you're going to want to put on a smock because let's face it, you're going to get wet. Look behind me. There's so much fun and games that can be had with kids that involve water, and you get to throw around some of these balls too. Come on down and check it out. Kids Space allows kids to see science at work and how it can be used in real life, and no matter what your age, it's pretty fun. The Sight and Sound Center is the mashup of art and music and science, and they've got exhibits where you can even hear light and feel sound. We're in Freeze Frame 360, where you can get your picture taken 360 degrees. 3, 2, 1. At the Forces of Motion exhibit, you can understand how science is applied in your everyday life, but there's so much more to the Connecticut Science Center, so let's move on. Math Alive reveals the math behind the things we love, like video games, sports, design, music, and robotics. Here at Math Alive, you aren't just learning the whole time, too. You are having the opportunity to do some great stuff, like climbing this rock wall. And once you've finished on the rock wall, you can come over here and carve up the slopes. Use math to mix tracks like a professional DJ, craft the perfect animated movie, and create special effects during your own personal dance party. So get ready to discover the endless applications of math in the real world. We're upstairs one floor at a Picture of Health Sports Lab. They're showing you how your body is impacted by sports. Over here, they're showing you what it's like to be sitting in a hospital bed. Over here, we're talking prosthetics. Now this booth over here, this one is exciting. You can control this ball with your mind here at Mindball. There's so much to do, I think I'm going to get lost for a little bit. This exhibit promotes an understanding of the latest research and technological advances so that you can more easily distinguish between bad health habits and good ones that'll truly better the quality of your life. Connecticut's known for its adventurous spirit, so here in the invention dimension, you can sketch out your own inventions, you can look at past inventions, play with some Rube Goldberg machines, and even try to beat a robot in a race. Needless to say, the robot beat me, but I won too, because I was able to be innovative with all the tools around me at the invention dimension. Up here on the top floor of the Connecticut Science Center, it's all about the world around us and how we can make our Earth a better place. Now behind me, there's Energy City. That is a model for sustainability. Over here is the Planet Earth exhibit. It takes you through everything from the air we breathe to the rocks that we walk on, and it shows you why it's so important. Next, we kept exploring our underwater world at the River of Life, a place where you can learn all about the Connecticut River, New England's largest river, and at the same time, you can get wet and explore our underwater world. So now we have reached the top. We're at the rooftop gardens on the 6th floor of the Connecticut Science Center. Not only are there absolutely gorgeous views here of the Connecticut River, but there is a fully working garden that you can walk through, you can smell, you might even be able to taste, but you absolutely have to come up here and check it out. It's not far away from Western Massachusetts, so come on down today. So from top to bottom, the Connecticut Science Center has something for kids of all ages. Full disclosure, I have to admit, when I was in school, I didn't like the maths and the sciences because A, I wasn't good at them, and B, you just read the stuff out of a textbook. You don't really understand what it means. Well, that's completely out the window here at the Connecticut Science Center. I can understand everything because it's showing me how science can really be used in my everyday life. The Connecticut Science Center right here in Hartford is its 4th birthday, and let's bring in Tracy Schreier. She's the Director of Marketing and Public Relations. It's beautiful here, and it changes every single time.
Oh, well, thank you, and welcome back to Hartford. We're so happy to have you here. Yeah, we have, over these past 4 years, we've hosted more than 1 million visitors, more than 2,000 educators through our professional development programs, hundreds of thousands of kids on field trips, and we have almost 5,000 members.
And Tracy, the reason people keep coming back, or at least one of the reasons, is that it's always different. Right behind us, last time I was here, this was a different exhibit. Now it's Math Alive. Tell us all about Math Alive.
That's right. Well, in this gallery, we do change it out 3 times a year. Math Alive is the latest in a string of blockbusters that we've had. It's sponsored nationally by Raytheon. It's a brand new nationally touring exhibit, and it really brings to life everyday scenarios with math. So all the things that kids love. Video games, robots, space, music, it's all here, and it's all hands-on.
Well, right next to us, we're going to see it later, there's a snowboard course. But you just think that you go snowboarding normally for the fun, but it's math, it's geometry, there's so much involved.
Sure, it ties together all of the math that's involved and really lets kids think and make those connections about how does that really affect my everyday life. And hopefully it helps them think about maybe careers in those fields that they didn't think that they were interested in. So Math Alive it will be here all summer till September 1st, and then after that we'll follow it up with another incredible blockbuster exhibit, Bodies Revealed.
And that's the one that everyone's always talking about, where you can actually see human bodies and what's inside of them.
That's right. It gives you a whole different perspective on your body and how it works. We follow that up with another blockbuster, Lost Egypt. I could go on and on. But that's why people decide to buy a membership, because not only do you get to come for unlimited visits, so you come for Math Alive, you get to see the Bodies Revealed for free. We do a member preview just for members. So many perks.
And there are more perks too. At the gift shop, you get 10%. At the cafe, you get 10%. There's so much to be had.
There is. And also, our members are really invested in what we're doing for science education. Your membership is 100% tax deductible, and it helps us do great programs like camp and live science and teacher professional development.
And if people want more information, they can always go to the website ctsciencecenter.org for more. Welcome back to Mass Appeal, everyone. Today we are at the Connecticut Science Center right in Hartford, Connecticut, where science really comes alive. It's not like science in a textbook. It's science that you can do, that you can touch, and that you can have fun with. And right now, we are certainly going to have fun with science. We're with Melissa Pierce, and Melissa is one of the program coordinators. Now, you interact with children all the time. What are some of the ways that you bring science to them and make it come alive?
Well, during the summer at the Connecticut Science Center, we do live science programs every day on the floors. We have birthday parties, which are just a blast, and they also feature our live science, which can be anything from marine biology to electricity. We have camps for ages 6 up to about 12, and they can explore science and do activities, also see movies, and just have a blast. And then we have our books and our reading for our youngest visitors as well.
We are really making science come alive right now, because right next to us, this is a Van der Graaf machine. Now, a Van der Graaf machine produces a tremendous amount of electricity, is that right?
It does, static electricity.
So shall we bring in Isabel? Isabel, come on over here. Elizabeth's coming to the Connecticut Science Center all the way from Shanghai, and we're going to make her hair stand on end, right?
Absolutely. So Isabel, if you could put your hand on the Van der Graaf generator. When I turn it on, negatively charged electrons will flow into the Van der Graaf generator and then into your body. Are you ready? Yeah.
Now, I tried this a little bit earlier. It was a little scary, but mostly fun. You feel like your hair is on edge.
Totally harmless. Ready?
Here it goes. So what is this doing in terms of a science perspective?
So it's similar to how magnets work. When you get 2 negatively charged electrons together, they want to push away from each other. Her hair is light and thin. It wants to push away from her body to repel.
It's definitely doing that right now. I don't know if people at home can see it because, yeah, her hair is so thin, but it's definitely starting to stand on edge. Now, we need to be very careful around something like this because this has a ton of power in it. Is that right?
It does, but it's high voltage but low current. All right, you can take your hand away. Very nice.
Isabel, all the way from Shanghai to the Connecticut Science Center, and that's how you take all of the electricity out of it. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Now, once again, that's the same principle as having 2 magnets that don't, because there's a north and the south pole to simplify it. Is that right?
Exactly.
So when you push these together, they don't want to touch each other.
Correct. And if you put them together, they would attract, and you get a strong connection. But here, with all the negative electrons pushing together, they want to push away.
And now all these birthday parties that you have and the programs that you do, it's all on ctsciencecenter.org. Thank you so much for doing this for us. I think during the commercial, I'm going to see if my hair can go on edge. But for now, I'm going to toss it back into the studio with Ashley Cole. Hey, Ash. Hey, we are back here at the Connecticut Science Center with TJ McKenna. He's a staff scientist here at Math Alive. Now, what TJ does is you really make math come alive, come off the page for the kids. What do you do with the kids to make it so interactive?
So here in our Math Alive exhibit, it's really answering that age-old question, why do I have to learn all this math?
Which is what I said dozens and dozens of times, but now I understand why.
Yeah, because this really makes it come off the page. I mean, this is really what getting into, like something like skateboarding. Here you get to build your own skateboard and we help you. You know, it's really just a lever.
It's geometry, it's physics, it's all those things rolled into one.
Yeah, thinking about where to take off and how you're going to land and things like that. Really come alive in this exhibit. The rock climbing wall is all about how your body is proportioned. If you got longer arms, you might be a better rock climber than somebody else, you know, gets into the proportions.
And now we haven't even gotten to the other side of the exhibit yet. There's so much. There's sound on the other side, space. Math is everywhere. You don't even think it.
It is everywhere, and one of the biggest things for kids are video games. They love video games. And so here in our exhibit, you get to program your own video games and learn how to design them and then play them.
Well, so often people don't learn the math and sciences. It's becoming an epidemic. Less and less people are getting into math and sciences. And now we're going to do one of those things that science is going to teach us. It's border cross. So how does science and snowboarding come together?
So when you're coming down a mountain, you're not really thinking about math, but you're thinking about arcs and angles, and this exhibit really talks about the acute angles and the obtuse angles. So you'll see that this is one of the bots talking about how to come down a mountain. If your board is flat and you're going straight, you're going to go fast. If you start curving back and forth, you're going to start sliding just like these bots and be able to stay on the line.
So TJ, I've snowboarded once in my life. A lot of people on Mass Appeal saw it. I failed miserably. This time I'm going to try it again, and it all comes down to arc, and it all comes down to angles.
There's a ton of math behind it. Getting into frequency of the board, that's why certain boards now are carbon fiber.
What's it like for you as someone who loves science when kids are in these exhibits and they get it, that light bulb goes off?
We love that aha moment where you see them like, oh, I'm going to use this, use it in real life, and it's something practical, something like snowboarding.
Exactly, it's bringing the fun into the classroom. So let's try this a little bit. Let's see. I'm the red. I'm the red guy. Let's see. And so I can see on the board there's...
Already, you got an angle going.
So you want to get the least amount of angle possible, is that right?
And you can see the velocity now is starting to rise up, and there's your optimal angle at the top. So you don't want an acute angle, you don't want an obtuse angle, you want to keep it pretty flat to go straight.
If I had this when I was in school, I would have done a...
Oh, rock!
So if I had this in school, I would have done a whole lot better, trust me.
Yeah.
But this is great, though, because, kids come here on the weekend, and then they can go back to school with that new vigor for the maths and the sciences, because they know if I want to be a video game designer, if I want to do this and that, you need science and math to do it.
Yeah, this is something that you're going to then think about. You're going to take it to the next time you go snowboarding and say, oh, I get it. I get what they were saying about the angles and how to do it.
It gives you that additional appreciation that's just so important. I didn't even finish the race.
You didn't finish.
It's because I was distracted. You're so engaging.
I try.
TJ, thank you so much. So once again, Math Alive, but you're not just at Math Alive, you're at all the exhibits. I remember last time we talked, we were at the River of Life, and you were showing us all these aquatic animals.
Yep, I have a background in animal behavior and in robotics, and so we do a lot here at the Science Center.
Well, TJ, thanks again. It's a pleasure to have you here. I think during the commercial, I'm going to try to get better at this.
All right, I'll work with you. I'll race you.
You can get better by coming down to the Connecticut Science Center, ctsciencecenter.org. But Mass Appeal. Welcome back to Mass Appeal. I'm in Hartford today at the Connecticut Science Center. It's amazing here. Over 150 exhibits, more than 1 million people have walked through these doors, and they keep coming back because every time it's different. Math Alive behind me, it wasn't here just a few months ago, and it won't be here in just a few months, so you have to come on down. And this Saturday is a very special day. It's International Olympic Day. And Tracy, you're going to tell us a little bit more about that. What is it?
Well, what it is the United States Olympic Committee has selected the Science Center to host an official Olympic Day event. And what that means is that we're going to celebrate all those Olympic values of fair play and sportsmanship. We have, we'll be doing our own version of the Olympic opening ceremony. So we have a proclamation by the mayor.
And there's a torch too, right?
We have a real Olympic torch. We have costumes worn by real athletes, and we have 2 Olympic athletes coming, Melissa Gregory and Denis Petchikoff, who competed in the 2006 Olympic Winter Games. So they'll be here. You can meet them live and in person. We'll have Olympic-themed crafts, and it's just going to be a really fantastic day and a great way to kick off the summer. Ties with the new Math Alive exhibit perfectly, so we're super excited to be hosting that.
Well, it's one of those things, too, that, we just did it with the snowboarding. Figure skating, it's a tremendous amount of math and physics involved, things that I can't even compute. And now, if teachers are out there and they're watching and they want to get a new take, a new twist or tweak on their curriculum for next year, if they come down to the Science Center, they can take as many notes as they want, and it's free.
It's free this summer for all teachers and educators. We really want to show them all that we have to offer, and we have tons of teacher resources that we would love to expose them to that'll help them reach their teaching and learning goals. So we'd also like to invite our members to visit Old Sturbridge Village this summer or in September for free. That's part of your membership package. So another extra perk for our members.
You know, we've been here all hour long, and we haven't even mentioned yet the theater. There's a whole 3D theater downstairs too. What's playing right now?
Well, this Saturday, Sea Monsters 3D begins. It's a National Geographic film, and it's beautiful. It's dinosaur themed. We love dinosaurs at the Science Center. We're part of the Connecticut Dinosaur Trail, so you can see them throughout the Science Center and see this new incredible film in the Hoffman Foundation Theater.
A lot of people, families, they'll come here, and sometimes, you know, the moms or the dads, they'll say, oh, what am I going to do at one of these places? But what I love about it is it really makes people turn into children again. I mean, I'm not the most mature person in the world, but when I'm here, I'm touching every button, and all the adults are that I've seen, they're doing the same thing too.
It's great because you can bring a family when you have a couple different ages, and everyone will have a good time. So your 3-year-old will have just as much fun as your 8-year-old, and there's not a lot of places that you can do and have that kind of family experience and really, you know, take some education with you when you leave.
This is one of those places that selfishly, when I was a kid, I wish I had seen this, because to be completely honest, when I used to look at my textbooks for geography and all that stuff, it all just went over my head, because just like TJ was saying earlier, when am I going to use all this stuff?
It's so true, and I think that that's why, you know, there was identified as a need to have a place like the Science Center to get kids excited about math and science and STEM careers.
Well, and I keep reading about this where the sciences are where jobs are, and it's hard for people to get jobs right now, so if they learn at the Connecticut Science Center, they can come on down. Tracy, thanks once more for bringing us out here today. It's a tremendous place, and if you want more information about this room or any of the exhibits or anything you've seen today, just visit ctsciencecenter.org.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.